You're probably familiar with that feeling when someone asks something of you, and inside you start to panic. You don't want to say no, but you feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and like you just can't keep saying yes anymore. The guilt creeps in, and you find yourself agreeing to things you really don't want to do. This cycle is draining, isn't it? And before you know it, you're stretched too thin, with no time left for yourself. It feels like everyone is pulling you in different directions, and you can't seem to catch a break. But what if you could change that? What if you could learn the art of saying no with confidence and compassion, without feeling bad about it? Imagine a life where you are in control, where your time and energy are yours to manage, where you don't feel pressured to please everyone all the time, and where you can prioritize your own needs without guilt. Does that sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. It's about learning how to master boundaries and saying no when it matters. Boundaries are essential for a healthy, balanced life, and saying no is an important part of that. But if you've never been taught how to say no, it can feel uncomfortable at first. You might fear rejection, disappointment, or conflict. But trust me when I say, mastering the art of saying no will not only protect your energy, but it will also improve the quality of your relationships. First, let's talk about why saying no is so difficult for so many of us. For some, it's the fear of disappointing others. We don't want to let people down, or we feel responsible for making others happy. For others, there's a fear of conflict, the worry that saying no will create tension or lead to an argument. And then, there's the deep-rooted belief that we need to be helpful, that we have to say yes to everything to be liked or valued. But here's the truth, saying no isn't a reflection of your worth. It doesn't mean you're selfish, rude, or uncaring. In fact, it means you're prioritizing your well-being and giving yourself permission to say no when something isn't right for you. Saying no is an act of self-respect. It's about valuing your own time, energy, and emotions, and not allowing others to take more than you're willing to give. One of the first things you need to do is recognize when saying yes doesn't serve you. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, to feel like you're expected to do something, but you have to ask yourself, is this request something that aligns with my values? Is this something I want to do, or am I just doing it out of obligation? Once you start recognizing the difference, it becomes easier to say no. Now let's move on to how to actually say no. The key is to be clear, direct, and firm, but also polite. It's important to remember that you don't need to make excuses or apologize excessively. You're allowed to say no without feeling guilty. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't do that right now," or "I'm not able to help with that at the moment," works wonders. Notice how short and simple that response is. You don't need to explain yourself further or go into detail about why you can't help. Keep it clean and to the point. If you feel the need to provide more context, you can say something like, "I've got a lot on my plate right now," or "I need to focus on other priorities." But don't go overboard. Remember, you don't owe anyone a long-winded explanation for why you need to say no. Sometimes people may try to push you into saying yes. They might guilt trip you, or they might try to manipulate the situation, but it's important to stay firm. Don't let them make you feel bad for saying no. Stick to your response, and if necessary, repeat it. In these situations, it helps to stay calm and don't feel pressured to give in. Trust that your decision is the right one for you, and don't let anyone talk you out of it. It's your time and energy, and you get to decide how to use it. There's also a powerful tool you can use when saying no, and that's offering an alternative. For example, let's say someone asks you to do something that you just can't commit to. Instead of simply saying no, you could offer a suggestion like, "I'm unable to do that right now, but have you considered asking in certain other person's name, or I'm swamped at the moment, but I can help you out next week." This way, you're still being helpful, but on your terms. It's a great way to maintain the relationship while still respecting your own boundaries. But here's the thing, not everyone will be happy with your no, and that's okay. Some people may get upset or try to make you feel guilty for not helping them. It's a normal reaction when someone is used to you always saying yes, but you can't let that sway you. When you start saying no more often, you'll likely face some resistance at first. But with time, people will begin to respect your boundaries. The key is to stay consistent and not let one uncomfortable situation make you second-guess yourself. You're allowed to protect your time and your energy, and you're allowed to say no when you need to. So why is it so important to learn the art of saying no? Well, when you say yes to everything, you end up saying no to yourself. You give away your time, your energy, and your peace, and what's left for you? Saying no allows you to preserve your own well-being, and it helps you create space for the things that truly matter. It's a powerful tool that helps you avoid burnout, stress, and resentment. It helps you build more meaningful relationships, because when you say yes, it's because you truly want to, not because you feel obligated to. Learning to say no is about putting yourself first. It's about recognizing your limits and not being afraid to honor them. It's about realizing that your needs matter and that you deserve to have boundaries. You deserve to say no when something doesn't feel right. And you deserve to protect your time, energy, and well-being. So, don't feel guilty about saying no. You're not being selfish, you're being wise. You're choosing to take care of yourself so you can show up fully for the things that matter most. Once you start mastering the art of saying no, you'll feel more in control of your life. You'll feel more confident in your decisions, and you'll find that your relationships are healthier, more balanced, and more fulfilling. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share because you will learn a ton of information in the next video.